Ahoy toy, welcome back to Transfixed, the channel that will punish and enslave and serve and protect all of my subscribers. Tonight we're looking at the New Age Legendary Heroes Alonzo, which is a G1 barricade. And I really like this idea, honestly. So let's take a quick look at the box. Okay, that's enough. Now this guy is a G1 take on Barricade, which is a cool little idea. Now what they've done here is they have taken the New Age Prowl and, well actually no, sorry, this is not the Prowl so much as the Smokescreen, because it's got the air dam and Smokescreen's head on it. What they've done here is they've based this on a bit of art by Guido Guidi, who is a well-known Transformers artist, and Barricade was a character that was created for the Michael Bay movies, but he did a bit of artwork that was in the Marvel Comics style to see, like, a reimagining what Barricade would look like if he had been a G1 character and appeared in the Marvel Comics, and that's what I fell in love with. I think that was great. Barricade's actually not a bad character as far as the movie characters go, so it's kind of nice to see the good stuff float to the top, you know, like, so when there is something good that's coming to the movies, they try to preserve it, like they did with kind of like how Lugnut has transcended the animated series and Bulkhead, and they've carried on in other continuities and fictions, and I'm on board with that, honestly. If there's good stuff, let's salvage it, and Barricade works really nicely as a G1 character. I mean, they basically just took Prowl, because he's a police car, and made him into this, and yeah, that works for me. Why not? Maybe they should be a counterpart to Prowl. And it's kind of interesting that, you know, that this character arose on the Decepticon side too. I may be reading into it too deeply, but I feel like it says something about the times where Prowl obviously would have been an Autobot when they made him. He's a police car. He should be a good guy. But, you know, there's a lot of distrust of authority these days. So now they have a Decepticon police car. So, I thought that was interesting. But I've added a faction sticker here. One of the clear, what is this? This is the Toy Hacks Repro Labels. This is the clear backed cartoon style clean, not the cartoon messy. So there's no outline on it, just a purple logo. So it doesn't really show up too prominently, but I think he needs that. So he does come with accessories. I'll put them on afterwards. I just want to show you the transformation first. It's a little bit different than Prowl's because of the arms, so his wheels sit on the top, whereas Prowl's sit on the... So we'll just loosen up the back here. The hips have to swivel around, so we need to get that clear. He does have a nice ab crunch there, by the way. Now this will all fold up away like that. This is going to go back and sit there. And we'll just turn up the windows. They tuck into the doors. That's kind of nice. And we'll leave the front for now, and we'll go to the back of the car. This is a bit like the Masterpiece. He's got these little heel spurs here that can fold up and down. We'll get them out of the way, and then also collapse these legs in, again, like the Masterpiece kind of does. They go into the back there, and of course peg together, and this just has to fold in and line up with the roof, and then these bottom little heels just fold up. And the head is already in place. We just need to put it like that. Now the doors can close and kind of hold the whole car together if they tab into the sides there. This is really nicely painted, by the way. I mean, you can see that there's a lot of matte black in robot mode from the plastic, but the car mode is all gloss black paint and nice purple windows and doors and all the chrome parts around here. I'm getting ahead of myself. Yes, so the difference with Prowl, the black is showing, is that this comes apart here. And this is a little bit tricky. There's a lot of spinning things around. First, we should tuck his hands up into place, though. Now, so after you disconnected that, these can sort of come in here so that the wheels are facing out, and just sort of move both of those joints down, so like that. And the hand should actually be facing inward, so we'll spin that around so that it can tuck up inside, out of the way. The head is kind of in the way here. This should go in here, like that. And then for the other side, we'll spin this around ahead of time, get this properly. And then that can fold in, And again, just sort of straighten this extra joint down here. Try to get this into place. I find the head is a bit in the way. Actually, yeah, that head should come down. That's why. So he's looking down at the road. You could spin that around if you want to, but I don't really look at the bottom of the car that much, so I don't need to do that. So that's what it should look like at the bottom. And that's it. He's done. As far as I can tell, the accessories don't have any way to store in the vehicle mode, but that's not really a big deal. And there he is with Prowl. I've added just a paper faction symbol there with a white outline. So yeah, it's pretty much smokescreen with Prowl's roof light bar on there. You can see Prowl is different on the bottom here, the way the wheels are configured. But everything else is the same. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? I'm the law. No, I'm the law. Anyway, I think it looks terrific, and it's actually pretty fun to play with. So they're back in robot mode, and as I said, they do have accessories. Nicely painted, but they haven't painted the parts that plug in, which is great. I did actually have one problem, though, that I didn't have with Prowl. These accessories are still a bit tight. Even though that part's not painted, that's not too bad. But they have painted all of these guns, which are supposed to tab into this part here, which is quite smart. These are smokescreen's weapons, as you can see, where Prowl has his own different ones. But yeah, I found that joint a little bit tight, so I had to use a file. I have a round file here that happened to be just the right size to fit in there. And just a little slight filing was enough to widen that hole, enough to get the painted accessories in there. And there he looks just like the artwork. Oh, and you can tip his doors up, and he has ankle tilt. These are a lot like a mini masterpiece, which is just fantastic. So I'm really happy with it. I think it's great. And let's do some size comparisons. Okay, so here he is with some other figures. This is one of the little Pretender guys. This is another New Age figure, so these two should be in scale with each other because he's a mini bot. And then here's a Hasbro Legends. Here's another Hasbro Legends from the Generations line. So you can see they're smaller than the Legends scale. This is a DX9 figure. And on this end we have a McFans Toys and a Hasbro Titans Return figure. So that's where he fits in scale-wise. Very tiny, but very cool. There he is with a little G1 mini-bot, by the way. So just to give you, I hope that gives you enough examples of the size. So I definitely recommend it. I wish he was, I don't know. I mean, it's cool that it's so tiny. I'm amazed what they can do at this scale now. But if somebody were to oversize it, I would not complain. I think that's a really good figure at any size. I disagree. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I appreciate it.